Hey, we are back with part 7 of Riven, or episode 7. And hear my sounds every time. There we go. And 4:44 p.m., 4:44, on Tuesday, January 7th. And gorgeous, as usual, out there in Riven. It's very nice over there, Lake Riven. So, I just loaded up the save file, and this is where it put me, was right here in this tram. So just go ahead and write it. Back to Gen's laboratory and stuff. So, if I remember correctly, we got the code for the domes, and we used it on one of them. So, I'll have to go back and check and see if that's right. Whoa! Meow, meow. Just like that, here we are. Oh no, this is not Gen's lab. This is the elevator. So this is the elevator. So, I'm kind of you'll have these moments in Riven where you'll forget what you were doing. Where like you don't even remember what you were last doing or trying to look for. Okay, we need to what do we need to do? So, I'm trying to recap. We made it to Gen's lab from that ventilation system. We got the code for the domes, and we used it on one of them, the one that is actually right here. If we take this elevator, we'll see it. So we have to do it once. There's 3 different levels or stories to this elevator. There's that bottom one down there with the tram. There's the dragon's mouth, and then there's the forest way up high on the second island, which is where we are now. And there it is. So, it was either, I know that when we first, because, when was that? I think 2 days ago is when we started the whole thing, and I was filming a whole bunch of parts and made a bunch of progress. And I want to say it was the previous episode, or the one before that, or maybe both, where we got the code, went to this dome, opened it, and used it, and we actually got into the dome, and we saw that linking book, and we opened it, and we saw that there was nothing. And the reason for that is these domes need power, and you get the power from this huge gold dome that we first saw on the first island. And yes, you can go inside of it, and there's all of those, that kind of the walkway that goes around it. That's kind of like almost underneath it, or like on the lower level. And we need to get to a higher level. And it's not too terribly difficult getting there. So if we just go back. So our goal now, at least for this episode, get to the gold dome and apply power to all the other gold domes. which is, it's still pretty challenging, but it's not impossible. Like I said, once again, this is a pretty challenging game. The dragon's mouth, big ol' angry thing. The soundtrack, once again. Just looking around. It's always nice to just kind of stop and just look around in Riven. See all the water and trees and forest and everything. It's never a bad thing to just kind of like stop and look and listen in Riven. That's never a bad thing. Alright, we've lingered long enough. Let's... Oh, this time there's a beetle. Remember, the first time there was a girl that ran by. Now it's these huge beetles. And that huge thing closing behind me. So, we have to take a left. These beetles are so huge, jeez. Open up the gate. And... Oh yeah, we can't take that kind of like... Because you can actually see it from here. Well, maybe not there, but more like this. Is we can't take that way. Well, I mean, if we take this thing, we can sort of raise the ladder because the steam is applied to it. So actually, but how we get there? Oh, I know exactly how we get there. So let's go ahead, go for a ride in this thing once again. Again. Going on a ride. Whoa. I didn't know this was Six Flags. I've been to Six Flags. It's freaking fun. And so is whatever that was. That was also pretty fun. And the ride ain't over yet. Here we go. It all goes black. And then everything went black. We're in the cave. Making a turn. And we drop. Oh, crap. How do you not get hurt doing crap like that? So basically, forget this wood chipper. And forget the building. We're just going to go ahead and skip both of those things. Hop over here at breakneck speed, the speed of light. Right. And go ahead, go back into this building. And then go in, turn around, close it. And we could go back up that ventilation system, back over to Gen's lab, but we already got everything we need from there with the code and stuff. So we head out this way. Alright, the fan is off, I think. Yeah, pretty sure that's what that means. Here's Gen's lab from the outside. Right? So usually that's locked. You have to go in through that way with the ventilation system, come back in and open it from the inside. And basically, you know how we looked off into the distance and we saw the gold dome? Here it is. No, it's not that. We're gonna get to that island, I think, pretty soon. Ah. But you know, oh my gosh, what does it take? What does it take to see this dang thing? we're climbing up this here ladder. Let's go ahead and put that down. And we were able to do that because of that right there. In the previous episode, it was from just over here is where we just were, looking at this huge gold dome and stuff. See, that's to go back. There's Gen's lab. There's the tram ride. Now we've put this thing down. Let's go into it. Like so. Once again, here's the inside of the gold dome. Right. We head this way. We see there's an unfamiliar turn. We head back out this way. You look down, and you can see that this is the elevator that didn't have a button. Well, we can't go this way yet, so this one, however, does have a button. So this thing will go ahead and come up. And there it is. So if we take this pathway, we see there's another dome right there and everything. And once again, it's a gorgeous summer afternoon. It looks nice and everything outside here. We take this way. We see a door with a switch that looks familiar. We open it. And the door opens right in front of us. And it is the rotating room. Just like that. Don't think we have to change anything here. Just had to open this door. So, we're figuring things out. We opened up that door, we fixed the elevator, and we found another dome. But we still have to keep making our way around. And we see that it ends. And there's a wheel. And that wheel puts out the bridge for us. So now, if we go back here, you see this little lever. It raises the bridge. It raises the bridge up to the upper level of the gold dome that we need to get to in order to have power for the domes, or for the other domes. So, obviously now we can't go this way because we've put the bridge thing there. And you're like, but if I put it back down, then I can't just turn around and go back up, right? So, it doesn't make any sense and everything, right? So, we head back across this bridge thing here, and goodness, I mean, just have a look at this. You try and tell me this ain't pretty. I'd have this weather every day of the year. You gotta be kidding me. We go over here and we use the rotating room once again. So you notice how this was in one of the first parts of the game. You will still have to go back to previous things and use them again in order to solve the puzzles. So let's go ahead and use the rotating room, even though we did before. And we see this is open, but this is not where we need to be. So let's head back. I love the soundtracks. All the music, all the sounds, literally everything. I swear every single detail about this game is just so like every single detail matters, like even the things that aren't relevant to the story, like just extra things like the sky or the ocean or just like the quality, the graphics, the trees, the rocks, the mountains. Everything is so detailed, and that's what I've always loved about Riven. And also, if I'm talking too much in these episodes, please feel free to let me know. I go into this mode where, like, if I don't talk for a few seconds, I feel like I have to commentate, or I just feel like I'm not commentating enough, and I automatically go into this mode where I feel like I have to talk a bunch, if that makes any sense. Where like you feel like you have to talk like all the time for some reason, which is weird, and I don't know where that comes from, or if it's just me or something. So we're still rotating the room. We're trying to take that bridge from the other side, obviously. So is it another one? No. And we've done it. We go into the room. Here is the bridge, and it is raised. Can't we, like, look up? No, see, if we head up this bridge, we can see that we have a contraption of some sort. And this is the upper layer of the gold dome that I'm referring to. Now, this little machine right here, this is going to supply all of the power for the rotating domes. Like how we see this dome right here, the rotating dome, that this is going to add power or supply power in the linking book that is located within the rotating dome. The linking book in the rotating dome will get its power from this thing. And in the next episode, I will show you how to use this thing, and we'll get this thing up and running and activated and working and everything. We can see that there's a grid and there's marbles, and if you're seeing this for the first time, it makes no sense. So I will explain what to do for this thing in the next episode. So, if you liked this episode, please leave a like and subscribe to show your support, and I will see you in the next episode. And said episode will be in maybe 30 seconds. Bye!